Hi, my name is Tristan Nakan, and today I'm going to be doing a presentation on the rising cost of college education. If we look back at the historical data of the cost of college, in 1963, the average cost of tuition in college was only about $7,800. By 2020, that has increased to about $21,000. That is a 140.6% increase in the average total cost of a college education. The cost of college is rising over 5 times the value of the United States dollar. Students aren't making enough money at work to support this kind of increase. Now, there are multiple reasons why colleges would increase their tuition prices. Some of the reasons are because it creates more expendable revenue for the university to use. They can pay their employees a higher wage. They can build new facilities and maintain them better. They can get access to new technologies that they might not have had in the past. More technology is expensive, so they increase their prices to in order for them to acquire such technologies. They can also use this money to create new departments and fields of study within the university. And they can also use the money to organize new clubs and organizations. Now, some of the cons to raising the price of college education is that student enrollment drops, as well as student retention drops. This is because students just simply can't afford to pay the tuition rates. Also, when you start having more money flowing in, you tend to see more corruption within the organization, whether it be government or university or what have you. Also, when you raise the price of the college tuition, students tend to struggle to be able to pay it as well. Not only do they struggle to pay the college fees, but they struggle in their personal lives. Sometimes they might not be able to afford food or rent or even gas money sometimes. And last but certainly not least, because there are many cons to this, but when universities increase the size of the classroom or the size of the building or whatever, the student and teacher ratio goes higher. That means you have less face to face interaction between students and teachers, and students might not understand the material as well because they're not getting that one on one interaction. So let's look at how this affects Engl students in particular. If you look on slide 4 of the PowerPoint presentation, you'll see that I have a fee breakdown of for the spring 2021 semester at Engl State University. This one in particular is for a culinary arts student who is taking 18 semester hours next semester. Some of these fees just have nothing to do with an education. For example, this student has to pay a $75 recreation center fee, as well as a $78 recreation center operations fee. Now, what if the student doesn't use the rec center? Why is he paying over, just do the quick math, $140 for a building he doesn't use? He should only be paying for the buildings that he has classes in. In addition to this, the student is also having to pay $120 in athletic fees. This student doesn't participate in sports. He goes to school, he goes to work. Why is he paying this extra fee? There's also a $120 academic excellence fee, which, if you look through the Nichols website, there's nothing on there that tells you what this fee is for. Um, there's many fees on here that you could read through in case you have any questions about it, but a lot of them just don't have anything to do with this student's education. At the end of the day, this student owes the university about $5,300. Half of that is tuition, the other half is just all these fees. This is one of the biggest problems I see in universities these days, where they charge you an outrageous amount of money for stuff you didn't ask for. And people just can't afford it. So let's move on to slide 5 here. And we look at your odds of receiving financial aid if you can't pay for college out of pocket or anything. Most people try to get financial aid, whether that's through a scholarship or a grant. So here I have the different ethnicities of people and what their percent chance of getting a grant or scholarship may be. For white students, it's 62.3% chance they're going to get financial aid. But if we go down just to Hispanic students, the next highest percentage of receiving financial aid, it's 13.6%. African American students, 11.8%. Asian students, 6.1%. Native American students, 1.6%. And Native Hawaiian and Alaskan students, not even half of a percent. I think this is outrageous for not just myself, because I didn't get financial aid, but for any student who's trying to go to university to get an education so they can get a good job in their future. So let's see how. Here are some ways that the kernel connection can help with this. First off, we could lobby in the university and state governments to try to force them to lower the cost of tuition. We can also set up a grant and scholarship program within our organization so that we can help give back to the students, give them some money to work with, to go to school, to get their education, and so they can get a good job when they graduate. We can also set up, well, we could attempt to, we can set up a free not online, a free on campus student housing for students who struggle to pay tuition. This would be just for students who can't afford college, but due to the on campus housing fees, this one would be free. This would be paid strictly through donations. We're not going to add on an extra fee. We're not going to tax you. This is strictly donated money to set up this student housing. So how can the students help with this? A big way students can help is they can call their Congress people and their university president. Talk to them about why are their prices for college increasing? Why is tuition rates so high? Uh, You could also talk to them about lowering these costs and creating other measures to help other universities within the state, not just in the state, but in the country in general. Another way you can help is to donate to us at the Kernel Connection. Any amount of donation is appreciated and will go straight towards our goals and what we do as a company. And I think the biggest thing you could do to help is just to spread the word about it. The more people that know what's going on is more people that can help. All right, so that's the end of my presentation. I hope you found it insightful, and let's get these college costs down. Thank you.